in Podcast Detroit, recording live. Prepare yourself for a hoppy drive. If you're chilling at home, pop that crowler and just kick back for the next 2 hours. It's the end of the week, so here's to the weekend. It's Better on Draft with Rob, Matt, Nick, and Ken.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to the weekend. This is Better on Draft, episode 194. Wow. My name is Robert, sitting in for Ken Capable. What? I don't know. That's the best I could actually come up with. That's.
Yeah, why don't you... oh, there we go.
Yeah,
oh,
now we're up. There we go.
Ken's capable.
Yeah, capable of running this board better than I can. That's for damn sure.
Hey, we're recording. That's all.
We're recording.
We're live.
Yes, we're live-ish.
Yeah, live-ish.
Live-ish. There's no Facebook live feed today, mainly because I think there were some issues with it a couple weeks ago. Did you guys actually run Facebook last week?
Yes. Last week.
Last week. Okay, yeah. He was telling me there was something wrong with it and just not even to try it this week. So we're just doing this like the old days back in Ferndale. without the video.
The fashionable one.
The fashionable one, right.
That's all good.
Yeah, so do our usual go around the room. Nick?
Hey.
Or otherwise, if for those who have ever watched the movie Bachelor Party, Nick the Dick. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Matt does not get the reference. He needs to watch it.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
It's probably one of the better...
It was old. I think the movie's older than I am.
It's probably one of the better Tom Hanks movies. It's underrated.
I don't know if... Are there good Tom Hanks movies?
Yes.
Yeah, remember that one?
Big.
Apollo 13.
Yeah, okay, first of all, I don't think there's a movie that was made in the 80s that I like.
Really? Ooh.
You would be hard-pressed to find a movie.
And that includes Porky's.
I don't think I've seen.
That was like 1980, wasn't it? It was like the turn of the decade
I'll take it back.
Yeah.
No, but I think this is in the 80s. Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, it is 80. No, it was 80.
That was 80s.
Okay.
That was like 83.
I think that's the one 80s movie that I don't hate. I don't know, I don't like how the movies were made.
You know it's the 80s because that's when they use synthesizers in movies.
Synthesizers?
Yeah, I can't talk.
Actually, scratch that. Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay.
What about Ferris Bueller?
Damn it, okay.
We're going to be thinking of movies now for the next couple hours.
All right, but Nick, what you got? What's going on?
So I got my fourth can of Dildo Brewing. Yes,
Dildo
is back. Saltwater Sour Goza from Dildo Brewing.
Nice.
And from Los Foundries. Yes.
That is a new name.
That's our new name for it. Underground Mountain Brown. So we'll see what the hype is about.
Yeah. Los Foundries.
Los Foundries.
How is the Underground Mountain Brown?
I don't know if it lives up to the hype, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's brown.
Yeah, it's brown.
It's brown.
Perfect. Matt, how's it going?
Robert, it's going. I got a popping Plover over here. Is it Plover or Plover?
It's turn the can around.
Is it Danny Plover?
I'd say that's Plover. Danny Plover.
So it's a crisp, refreshing Pilsner, part of the Survival series for Griffin Claw, in regards to the Great Rakes. That's all, folks. Come on. The Great Lakes flavors.
10 minutes of the show,
tiny shorebirds that make shallow nests on the beaches of northern Michigan. By 1986, 600 nesting pairs had dwindled down to just 17. The Detroit Zoological Society leads a federal agency program to hatch abandoned eggs and rear the chicks until they can be released into the wild. So it goes, I'm guessing some of the money that I just paid is going to go to helping this awesome cause.
Zoological Society.
Yeah, so I'm gonna help birds and drink beer. I guess. Well, I mean, America. That's as America as you get, right?
All right. We said it was a Survivor series.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Is it worthy of staying, not going over the top rope?
Yeah, I would say this is a very solid, mildly flavored survival series.
Nice.
Survival.
Survival.
Series. I think Mr. Mac would have come out if they would have called it the Survivor series.
Possibly.
Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, he sues over everything.
Yeah.
Mr. Ed.
What's up?
/ Ben, but mostly Mr. Ed. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm making it. getting through it as best as I can.
He's back again for another week.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
2 in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
Is that a record for you, Ed?
No, I remember when I was on it more than Nick was.
Oh yeah, that summer.
We all
Shut up.
It's all good. No, it's good.
The part-time
Glad to be
days.
back.
Part-time in the summer.
Right. What you drinking over there?
Cherry Angelina from Brewery Vivant.
Nice.
Nice.
Solid brewery.
Feel free to,
Well, I'm staring at what's in front of me. I'm gonna have to.
I say I'm pretty empty over here.
Yeah. What do you want?
I did pretty much.
All right, Ed's gonna pass.
Obviously, anything other than Los Foundres.
Los Foundres.
And I certainly don't want the dildo, so we were staying away from that.
Well, I'm staring at a bunch of growlers right now from our guests. We do have a guest in studio, don't we?
We do.
And he's a returning guest.
Definitely.
Four times.
Four time.
3 times here, once in Detroit.
Yes.
Right on.
All right, so introduce yourself to our listeners.
All right, I'm Joe Walters, Liberty Street Brewing Company. And, since Ken's not here to talk about keto, I'm going to probably mention it a few times for him if we're playing bingo, keto bingo. Because I did bring a bunch of lighter, lower carb beverages
And
with
didn't you
me.
bring an alt beer too?
I did not. I did do a small batch of it this summer, and I had meant to get a hold of you to bring him a growler of it at one point, but it went pretty quick. So it's on my radar to make it.
People drink that? That swell?
Yeah, it's a good style. Yeah.
Right on.
Hey. So how are things going down in the wonderful land of the old village known as Plymouth, Michigan?
Well, I always say it could always be better, of course, but everything's going great there. We are. It's getting a little more crowded there, I guess you would say. I mean, we're smack dab in the middle, right between North Center Brewing Company. Somebody want to hit the address?
411 North Center Road in Northville, Michigan, just south of Baseline Road.
And then pretty much the same distance, the other side to the south is Canton Center Brew Works, but we did just get Arbor Brewing, Plymouth just showed up this summer, just a couple blocks from us. So it's getting a little tight, but everybody loves the craft beer and the quality of what they're getting to consume now. So.
I mean, with all of that competition now, I hate always using the word competition because there's always just so much camaraderie within the brewing community that it never really seems like it's competition. But I mean, market share is market share, and when another brewery comes into town, it takes a little bit away. And so, like, how do you deal with all of those other breweries that are coming in with now, with Arbor now down the street, like you said, and then obviously Canton has been there for, I think Canton's been there for what, 3 years now?
4, 5. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
No, because they were on our
already,
show
right?
pretty quickly after they opened up, and I was here. So I want to say that I think it's like 2 to 3 for Canton Brew Works, right?
Canton Brew Works, yeah.
Yeah, they were here like episode 52, so it's only been 3 years or so. Yeah. But are you seeing that it's bringing more people to your area to serve, or are you seeing less people because there are more options to be had?
Well, I'm going to point out something that I feel I'm right about, and half the people, half the people think that it's incorrect. But downtown Detroit is pretty hot now, right? And I'm gonna say that Ann Arbor, Ipsy, Royal Oak, Ferndale, Plymouth, Canton, we're all losing people to downtown Detroit now. And usually when
that's why you're wrong. Gotcha.
Well, when I mention that to 2 or more people, there's at least one person in that group that's going to say, oh, yeah, you know what, I go down to Detroit twice a week at least now. And hell, I never went to Detroit, and I was born and raised there, but I'm there once every other month or so. So I think we're all losing, sharing some of our business with the great places that are opening in Detroit. It's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we're still increasing the amount of people that are getting into the craft beer and appreciating the quality of the product. So eventually it'll all, kind of wash a little bit. So I think it is definitely going to be, everything will be all right.
Do you think that recently happened with all the sports teams going down there back to Detroit?
It certainly doesn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of within that one,
I mean,
the palace.
Well, it's really
Yeah,
just the
it's
palace.
just look at what happened when. Well, I mean, you go back even further, and you look at when the Lions left, and you look at all of those brew pubs and bars that basically shut down within 6 months to a year because there wasn't that fan base. And then now you've got the Pistons crowd that's now left Auburn Hills, and although, granted, it's been a while since I've driven out there because, that's up north for me and I don't go the fuck up there.
I can speak.
But the last time I was there, there's not a whole, I didn't see a whole lot that's around the palace anyway.
There was a restaurant right across the street from the palace that
Cicerelli's.
Cicerelli's, there was like Club 81, there was a kind of went through a few things, but when the Pistons left within 6 months, they're done.
Yeah.
Folded.
Yeah. So yeah.
That was the Post before that, is what it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Post bar.
It was the Post.
Oh, the Post. Yeah.
Instead of the chain of the Post.
My travels for work still take me out that way. It's changed a lot.
I would venture to say that if Detroit downtown didn't pick up as well as it did, that Little Caesars Arena, the Wings would not have rebuilt in Detroit. They may have gone out to a suburb or somewhere different.
Calumet.
Part of Detroit being bigger now, I think, is part of the reason why the Pistons came back. So, I mean,
now we're back to the four major sports teams, all back within the city limit, downtown limits, within a few blocks of each other.
And the Lions are undefeated.
Oh boy,
the Lions are undefeated.
They are undefeated, and they are technically, as of tonight's episode,
in first place.
I don't know if they are though.
No, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
Only by win percentage.
By percentage.
But that's how it's based on.
But if the playoffs were today, they would not be.
No, they would.
Because they have less wins than the other.
It doesn't matter. It's
win
divisional
percentage.
winners. If the season literally ended at this moment, it'd be the divisional winners plus the next two best teams with winning percentage.
I don't know if we win the divisional.
We do win the division. We're half a game ahead of Green Bay.
Well, I guess if you think about it this way, hockey. Okay.
Yes.
You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie.
Yeah, but that's hockey.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same. It's still based on wins.
It's not.
Killing us.
Go back and look at a decade ago when Pete Carroll first started coaching the Seattle
They were
Seahawks.
8-7-1. Yeah.
No, they went 7-9.
Yeah.
They had a losing record and they won the division.
But all of the teams sucked that year. It's not
You're
like
right, they suck, but that doesn't matter. They were
I'm just
first in the
saying-
division.
I'm just saying that I believe that 3-1 is better than 2-0-1
I agree.
because they have 3 victories or 2
But
victories.
math.
But math.
But because math.
Anyways.
Because math.
Can we stop talking about the Lions until next Friday?
I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, it's all good.
I brought it up.
I'm getting all fired up over here. Anyways.
You have like a raging one right now for the Chiefs coming into town?
No, dude, the Chiefs are going to fucking destroy us. 6.5 point favorites? Come on, get out of
That's
here.
it.
That's it.
I was gonna say
That's not a lot.
No, it's not a lot. I think it should be more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be 13.
18.
Well, damn.
All right.
Right side of the
They're
table.
not playing the Dolphins. Good lord.
The Chiefs are the favorites to win the Super Bowl right now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Them and the Saints. That was my pick.
Well, that was probably up until what? Drew Brees broke his hand or fractured
Yeah,
his
it
thumb.
was like, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that though.
Anyway.
So, Joe, you brought us liquid.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
What are we going to start with?
And again, I thought Ken would be here, so I brought all my I brought my low carb collection. I brought 2 of my hard seltzers.
Oh, boy.
I brought a blood orange hard seltzer and a blackberry hard seltzer, which I love them both. I drink a lot of them. I'm trying to do it's close to keto, but I do no grain, no sugar, except I'm drinking beer tonight. And I had pizza earlier.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not good at this shit. But I brought our Pub House Brown, which is a Southern English mild. It's 4.5%. I'm sorry, 4.25. It's a dark beer, but it drinks very light.
All right, Ed's selecting the.
He's going right
That's what he
for it.
pointed at.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Do it.
I kind of wanted to change the name of it to Dark Side Enlightenment because it is something that, with the look of it, it doesn't. You wouldn't think it would taste or drink as light or easy as it actually does.
Okay, so it's got a really dark, almost rust-like color. Well, a copper, a rust.
Yeah, copper, yeah.
What do you want to call it?
A light brownish.
Nice, good head.
A little red
to
to it,
the
even
top.
red hues.
Got a good inch. Got a good finger of head.
Good finger.
A lot of bubbles.
What is going on here?
I don't know.
I'm trying to describe the beer. We are an audio medium.
Heads, fingers, and dildos. That's what I mean. We pretty much have it. Yeah, we have it all on the table right now.
Oh boy.
And then the fourth one I brought is our I call it Liberty Street Ultra Light. It's a similar to a very popular commercial brand that is known for low carb and low calorie. If you look at it in my pint glass, it looks very watered down.
It looks like a lemon lime soda.
But this is 6.3%. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a little not as light as I wanted it to be, but it definitely tastes better. So even though it looks like, I'll go ahead and say it, Mick Ultra. It looks like Mick Ultra. I used a lot of mosaic hops in it, so it's got good flavor. Not a lot of bitterness, but good flavor, good aroma to it, while still being a low carb option.
This is a little smoky. Does anyone get that?
I just get malts.
Malt?
Yeah,
Maybe that's what I'm getting.
I'm getting bready. I'm getting like rye, like a
Maybe.
like a rye bread out of the toaster.
Yeah. It's good though. No, don't get me wrong.
So one of the grains that I use in that I feel gives it a very good character is honey malt, which if you eat that, brewers will eat the grain to kind of get a characteristic for it. If you just smell that grain out of the bag, it smells like it's honey, and it tastes like honey. Unfortunately, when you put honey in beer, honey ferments out almost completely, so you really don't get much of the character left in the beer. So just a touch of the honey malt with 2 different chocolate malts, pale chocolate and regular chocolate malt. I tried to, I originally, that beer, that was 32 different recipes that I did as a home brewer to get it to where I wanted. This is not that. This is 4.25%. The way I like it is at 3.25%.
Oh, wow.
A much lighter beer. Really, I mean, just it's a dark lawnmower beer. It's a beer that you can drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had a little bit of I don't know, this has more of a linger.
Yes.
So this really coats the tongue. So if you brought it down to that 3%, it would, I think, probably finish a little bit cleaner. Not that it doesn't finish clean, but it would have the popcorn effect where it makes you want to have another sip because your palate's going.
I like it as it is with the finish, and just I kind of like it to just kind of linger there for a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely light, and you're gonna continue to drink it. So.
And it does for me, it does kind of give me that illusion that I'm thinking that I just looking at it that I'm drinking something that is much stronger, and just like.
So is this the Session Brown?
This.
It actually, there was a previous beer podcast locally, the Brew Bubbas. Craig Bellinger, friends of mine. They've been out of it probably since a while before you guys started. But they love this beer, and they actually did an international beer homebrew competition based on it, Session Beer Challenge, where their rules were 5% or less. Even though mine at the time was 3.25%, they were challenging homebrewers to make a light beer that has the body and the flavor and a little more characteristic like this. The only reason that it is at 4.25% is because it's hard to sell a 3.25% beer.
Yes.
For the same amount as a 7.1 IPA.
That's crazy how we've gotten to that as craft beer drinkers, craft beer industry, that it's all about, for some people, all about the ABV, all about the hops, all about
the IBUs,
all about the juiciness of the IPA with the NEPAs.
How you can see through it or not.
Yeah. Whether as opposed to just like, true to style, maybe a little bit off the wall, something that's different. Never mind the percentage. Never mind the IBUs, all that other crap.
Well, I think this goes into the steer of beer flavored beers. Like I'm gonna take one of these home. Like you guys get a sniff of the blood orange.
Wait a second, hold up. As soon as they announced that they were making that, I saw that. It caught my attention. Well, you are not just gonna let me leave this building with just a sniff.
He specifically messaged me on Facebook saying, "Hey, you should come and try our our Blood Out Orange Seltzer. You did not get the invite.
Oh, you know what? Kiss my ass. I've been on this show longer than you have. So
you'll need a Stout.
Aren't you a founding member?
I am a founding. Of this incarnation.
He's one of those founders.
Yeah.
He's one of those founders.
Los Padres.
Los
Yeah.
Founders miembro.
We should be getting. If you heard Los Padres, drink. That's the rule.
I think we should make that'd be a great T-shirt to make.
Would.
That's a complete C&D that is going to show up without a doubt.
Yeah.
No, it's just
not
like
even
a parody
English.
shirt. It'd be like a parody shirt.
Yeah.
I just Googled it. Nothing comes up.
Don't put the logo on it. You're good.
Yeah.
Or just like, I don't know, like
No, it'd be a
modify it.
circle with foundries.
Same colors. Oh, now you're asking for it.
Yeah, well, I have no money.
They make like three of them or 8 of them or something, and we all wear it around. Oh,
Yeah.
Los Padres.
We'll find a charity to give up all the proceeds to.
Yeah.
a part or all?
Everything over we make money on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as long as you guys don't have
I think
any.
other people have that.
Yeah. As long as you guys don't have any tweets that we don't know about that need to be gotten rid of. Just
That's pathetic.
make sure your history is
There's
checked.
still millions of dollars for kids with
That's
cancer.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
And
He
you know,
wasn't done when they were 16.
right.
Young, dumb, and
I'm thankful there wasn't
Broke?
baseball.
You're right.
Like college.
Man.
So since we're talking about it, Matt, you want to bring up the story on
Yeah,
that?
so,
you got a little bit.
College game day, was it 2 weeks ago?
I think it was
It would
2
have been
weeks
2 weeks ago
ago.
tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Some guy at Iowa State. It was Iowa State. He goes to Iowa State, and he just typed up a sign that said, "Bush Light supply needs replenishment," and then put his Venmo.
Yeah.
And it was right behind Kurt Herb Street.
Right.
And within like 2 hours, he had $36,000. I guess he actually got up to $1 million.
He did.
1.4, I believe.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
So what happened is he bought his case of Bush Light and then donated it to the rest to children's cancer research. One thing that's big at Iowa is between the third and fourth quarter, all the players turn to the hospital, which overlooks the field, and they wave to the kids in the hospital. So that's one of the things that Iowa does for their children's hospital.
I think I remember that being on an ESPN
It was.
Yeah.
special.
So
Okay.
not only that, but AB InBev donated like $300,000 as well, and they put him on a can called the Iowa Hero or the local legend or something like that.
Wow.
And then so somebody, because that's all you do now, is you find them on their social media and you go back as far as you possibly can, and you vet every single thing that they've ever said. And they found some less than thrilling things. And then ABI said, we're not going to donate the money to you to Kids Cancer. We're going to donate the money still to Kids Cancer, but it's not going to go to
Not on
you.
your behalf.
And we're going to take you off of all of our cans that we've made, and we're going to basically dedox you and basically publicly shame you for something you said when you were 15 or 16.
And he's 24 now. So
And
it's like-
you're and
So young and dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school
I think-
sophomore.
Yeah, 'cause I think the
But
tweet.
interesting to me.
I saw the tweet, and I think it was from 2011.
So
Yeah.
eight, so
Yeah,
8
so-
years
So
ago.
basically 8 years ago.
So
So
the
young
kid
and
raises $1
dumb.
million for childhood cancer, and he's shamed, and he actually had a job that he got fired from because of that as
Because
well.
the job, that part I didn't
So
know.
either he had a job or he had a job offer lined up,
And it was just
and it was
rescinded.
revoked, or he was kicked out of that because of, again, tweets from being 15 or 16. Which that's the one thing I feel bad about this generation is everything they've ever done since they were like 3.
Right.
It's
It has a digital
it's-
footprint.
I mean, there's no condoning what he said in the tweet. I mean, he dropped a couple N-bombs in there. And, that shit ain't right. But it's 8 years later. And as you said, he's a kid. Kids do dumb shit. I've done dumb shit. I've done a lot of dumb fucking shit. Justin Trudeau just got caught doing some dumb shit.
He did.
He's still
You had to go across the border.
for example, because I have to, because there's a certain someone that I'm thinking of that has done a lot of dumb shit.
Me?
And he's still in the position he's in, despite the fact of what he's done for some dumb shit.
You're not going to help me, are you?
I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if he's done any type of apology or anything
did.
of that.
He did,
I
yes.
mean, I mean, my thing is that, if you have a conversation and you sit down and you're contrite with your apology and, you don't just walk around and just say, sorry if you felt offended, then all right, we can start a dialogue and we'll be good. But I don't think it should be a point where, suddenly, we found this tweet, fuck due process,
cancel.
Fuck any ability for you to even get a chance to say anything about it. We're just going to cancel your ass.
Yeah.
Well, I also think, let's say somebody gets famous for a stupid reason. Let's say they're a Kardashian, and they get de-doxed. I'm okay with them being shamed for something they did when they were 16.
Yeah.
But if it's in the wake of you raising $1 million for childhood cancer,
That's some petty shit.
Yeah, I mean, the kid was given $36,000 to buy Busch Light.
Right.
He bought one case when he could have spent it all on beer.
Right.
He could have bought.
You could have like that fraternity.
Yeah, he could have been like blackjack and hookers for everybody.
Right.
He didn't.
All right,
he said,
Bender.
He said, I'm going to replenish my blackjack stock. My Busch Light. Blackjack.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm going to replenish my Busch Light supply like I had asked for, and then I'm going to give the rest of the money away. He didn't have. He could have gone down to Iowa City and put it all on black and see if he could double it.
Right. I mean, that is a pretty damn selfless act to just do that.
And I mean, if I were 24 and someone just handed me $1.4 million,
oh shit,
I would have.
See ya.
Yeah, there's no way I would have thought, let's give this to somebody.
But it was over $1 million, though. He got more than $1 million.
Yeah.
Right, but he gave all of it except a case of beer away.
Right.
So I mean,
But
I would have given
$30,000, $1 million something, and that was before he got pummeled by the local press. The guy,
And that's what it was. It was a local reporter.
yeah, who now is on the hot seat for shit that he texted or tweeted or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I guess
Round comes around.
Exactly.
yeah, but that's where it is.
Yeah.
Is there? I guess.
I've
You guys
never
see
been so
a
happy to be an old man.
Statute of limitations, like just in general. Like, is there like an age where it's okay, or a time frame where it's okay? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there was a guy who was just fired from SNL before he was even on SNL.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because he did an Asian joke.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we're having this conversation when there's beer in front of us. But like, is there?
Especially with this one that you've been waiting for like all night.
Is this the blood orange?
This is the blood orange.
Yeah.
Joe, can I have the rest of that real quick?
He just wants the rest of it, period.
That's called awaiting reprisal.
Oh wow!
Waiting the rest of my.
I call it. It's my nod to the worst lyrics in one of the best metal songs ever.
This is wow.
It's all natural flavors too, so it's going to be cloudy. It's not like the canned stuff.
Yeah,
that we
there's
get,
this one has a little bit of a
crystal
hue to
clear.
it.
Yeah,
I like
and
it.
color and sugar.
What do you put in this? Because there's kind of the debate on how you can make a seltzer legally. Do you guys have a wine and cider license?
We do have a winemaker's permit, but the hard seltzer does not fall under that license according to Tax and Trade Bureau. TTB considers sugar-based fermentation as a malt beverage. So this is made with, and I tell everybody exactly how I make everything. I don't care. I use a half-pound sugar per gallon of water. I boil it for 15 minutes for sterilization purposes, and then I ferment it. I use a white wine yeast, 1118 if anybody knows that, and I use some diammonium phosphate, some yeast energizers and nutrients, and usually within less than 2 weeks, that liquid is thinner than water. So I have it on tap now as just plain hard seltzer, and we're now adding the flavor components afterwards because I was starting to fill too many tap handles with different flavored hard seltzers. So
you can have a hard seltzer beer dinner and like pair different foods with hard seltzers.
That's for sure. They don't have to be keto friendly. That's number 2, right?
Drink.
All right, drink.
You can do like Vietnamese spring rolls, plenty of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I really like about this is that it doesn't have. I don't get that strong carbonated
that's what I
zinc
missed.
to it.
This tastes more like a flat one, but I know that
it is lighter carbonation than it should be.
Yeah.
Growler and
I think it tastes better than Truly.
This taste, I mean, basically, Mike, Matt, you've been feeding us shit because this.
See, so do you have any hop cones in here?
No, but funny you mention that. I do have a hop hard seltzer in a fermenter right now that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the consumer is going to enjoy it at all.
Is it like a hop cider, but it's just a seltzer?
It's just plain hard seltzer that when I did the boil, instead of 15 minutes for the sugar water, I did a full hour boil with some homegrown hops that were grown right on our patio.
Okay.
So my thinking with it is like, I mean, already, if I'm at the brewery and somebody comes by and I'm going to be entertaining them, I will do what I call, we have our Liberty Bell Blonde Lager, which is a 5.4% American Premium Lager, and I will cut the glass halfway with soda water out of the gun, bringing it down to less than 3% alcohol. So this way now with the hard seltzer, I guess I'm getting away from the cutting the alcohol, which was my angle the other way. I can actually cut it with this hopped seltzer, like cut the IPA with the hopped seltzer, still keep the ABV up, but cut some of that body down. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet. I've only tasted it out of the kettle so far. I haven't racked it over yet and tried it, but I'll get that this week.
Well, I guess what I like about this, and I think I've discussed, there's two different types of seltzers. There's a fruit forward and a fruit finish. This is a nice fruit finish where you taste the blood orange as it's leaving your palate. It's not like you're drinking a Kool-Aid where it's very flavorful first and then you get the carbonation to scrub it off your...
Flavorful?
Flavorful.
That shit tastes like my Uncle Willie made Kool-Aid. And when he makes Kool-Aid, that stuff tastes like shit.
Weak Kool-Aid?
Weak-ass Kool-Aid. Uncle Willie, weak-ass Kool-Aid.
This will knock you off your booth, off your seat, though, man.
So what's the ABV on the...
They're all 5%.
Okay.
Yeah. And the base one, so like I said, I do try to do no grain, no sugar. Even though I make beer all the time and love it, I try to drink less beer, and vodka soda is my main drink at home. The base hard seltzer, which is on tap right now, it tastes like vodka and soda, and we just got limes to actually put on the edge of the glass for it. So
Fancy.
yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of I'm noticing with the seltzers and kind of the low carb beers that you're making. Is that just, I don't know, just kind of following the trend that's coming out, or is it just kind of we've made stuff that's been strong enough and, you know, trying to see that there are all these people that want lighter things and just kind of trying to get in front of it?
I'd say I'm happy that there's a trend for it because I love to drink it. So it literally is more for me than it is for anything else. Like I fought that New England IPA.
Oh, yes, you
did. Yeah, you did.
You've been very vocal about it.
It's still our #1 seller, and I'm gonna make one this week coming up again. And I just made one. I mean, it's.
I can just hear resentment in your voice.
Well,
disappointment.
But disappointment.
Damn
it,
it's a great beer, but it's not. I mean, you know, I feel like there's science to making beer, and part of that science, I mean, you got gravity, that beer wants to be clear. The Stokes law, it's a formula that the particles, the solids in the beer, they want to fall down to the bottom and not be in suspension.
Sure.
That brew day is very stressful for me because there's like 8 things I have to do completely wrong, which I teach brewing at Schoolcraft College. I have to do the things I'm teaching them incorrectly to make this beer stay as cloudy as possible for as long as possible. It's not comfortable.
You know, it's interesting you say it that way.
Well, my brew day is like 2.5 hours shorter, which is nice, but it's stressful as hell.
It's not the style. It's just not
It's not
what you want.
It's like you wanna be able to do it the right way, but
it's very sciencey, but it's anti-science for brewing.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the problem.
I don't think we've ever heard it that way.
I've never heard it that way.
So how do these hard seltzers compare on your pull ratios? You said New England's #1.
Yeah.
Are you surprised where this took out? Where does this land on your top 10?
I swear to God, they did not do well until the 1 week I was out of town, and then they went 4 times as fast that 1 week we were out of town for some reason. But I mean, they're doing well, and I'm now that I have like just the base hard seltzer on one faucet, and I can mix the servers can mix the flavor at the tap. They're picking up just a little bit faster now. Because, I mean, now instead of having 2 of them, we have 6 to 8 different options for the flavor.
Wow. You could always, like, randle it, couldn't you? Like, put a pineapple and randle and then just put all the...
Or jalapenos.
Yeah. Or...
Oh, gosh.
Keep them coming, guys. I love these ideas. I mean,
I'm stealing them from somewhere else. So.
Or lactose. Throw the lactose right there.
No.
Hard milk.
See, I'm still bucking the milkshake IPA trend. I don't think that's lactose only belongs in a milk stout, and that's it.
I don't think it's stuck around and has been as solid as New England IPAs have been. Because I mean, obviously, Austin Brothers makes a really good the pineapple mango smoothie IPA, which I do enjoy that. And then, of course, Old Nation just came out with Pineapple and Tremo, their milkshake IPA.
That's been out for a while, though.
No, well,
they just canned it.
They just canned it. That's right. It's been out for a while, but they just
Beer Fest.
Beer
Fest. It was pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, it hasn't. I haven't seen it really take off the way that at least even half what New England's had.
You know what I'm glad is dead? Brute.
Well, I was
Brute's dead. I told you it was dying.
I was just talking.
Funny you mentioned that. Actually, I didn't like. Oh, I kind of liked the idea behind the style, but that McUltra clone that is derived from when I first made the Brute. That's an enzyme-oriented beer, but I switched it to lager instead, and went to. So I mean, this is based on that Brute style. I wasn't big on the Brute. One of the weird things to me when I go to other breweries and I get a Brute and it's cloudy as hell, and it's supposed to be like lighter yellow color. It shouldn't be malty, and it should be crystal clear, brilliant. And from my understanding of the style,
like a wine. It's based off champagne, right?
Champagne.
Should be a champagne beer.
I am dancing on the grave of Brute IPAs. I told you it was going to go away. Guess who was right?
And there it goes. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. I'm going to go ahead and get some music going from Brother Son from one of our sponsors, the Ferndale Set. We will be right back with the Better on Draft podcast.
My baby's in the graveyard, she's waiting for me up there. Thinking of a real high, digging up the graveyard. In the back of a hearse is where I met her first. With the sexy scent in a coffin bed. The skin is so cold, but the love is warm, and I will bring her back from beneath the earth. Well, now my love is buried 6 feet under the ground.
are back with episode 194, Better on Draft Podcast. Joe's still here. So's Matt, Nick, and Ed. Mr. Ed.
I am Mr.
Ed. There it is. That's
Joe did a lot better.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
I actually watched it when it was originally aired. I'm that old.
I just remember it on Nick at Night.
I'm supposed to be that old, apparently.
Where are you?
These guys.
Never mind.
You're gonna make an old joke.
I was gonna try to, but Ken's not here, and we'll leave it to him.
Yeah. So, as always, with segment 2. That's not
Great noise.
It's that one.
Look at that. Playing your own music. See, even Joe loves it.
Getting this shit to work right.
All right, Rob. Even though you're running the board, you still got the news.
Yeah, still got the news.
You tell us.
I'm gonna wait until everyone gets this BlackBerry.
Oh. Yeah. Pass.
This is very flat, too. I'm sorry about the flatness of my seltzers. But growlers are not the best.
Beautiful color.
I'm loving these squeezable growlers right now.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I like this little
unbreakable, and actually we don't even charge for them. If you come in, how many times I've lost sales at the brewery, at the pub, because somebody says, oh man, this amber ale or this IPA, this is so good. God, I wish I brought my growler with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we just give you the growler.
Wow.
We want you, well, you know what, we've got glass, everybody's got glass, and we get glass growlers in. I'm sorry, I'm cutting in.
No, you're fine. No.
They bring I only have one of my servers that I trust to look and smell in the growler to make sure it's cleaned properly, so I don't want them putting my beer in that nasty growler. It sits in the back seat for 3 more days, and then they say, oh, Liberty Street's beer sucks. So we're at the point now where it's like, I'd rather give you, and we're getting a good price on these. So we'll give you the growler. We included we did not raise the fill price. We included in the fill price.
Wow.
And it's recyclable. Just throw it in your bin.
Right.
Yep.
Shoot.
Look at that.
And here's Robert with the news.
Passing it on over.
All right.
All right, what do you got for us, Rob?
So 3 Floyds walk into a bar, and they see 3 Floyds. So that's how that one starts. So apparently there's 6 Floyds.
6 Floyds?
So basically, let the battle of holding on to a brewery's image begin. There's a lawsuit that's been submitted by the Indiana Dark Lord, as I'm now referring to them, at 3 Floyds, in order to force a name change on a New Jersey company which makes alcoholic lemonade and tea named Floyd's Spiked Beverages, LLC. A trademark infringement suit was filed this week in the U.S. At the U.S. District Court, is claiming that Floyd's Spiked Beverages, quote, threatens irreparable harm to its reputation and goodwill. And the hope is to prohibit, well, we'll call them just Floyds, or zero Floyds, or go with either one, but prohibit Floyds from using their name, mark and logo, and their drinkfloyds.com domain, which, according to the lawsuit, quote, are confusingly similar to any of the 3 Floyds marks. Now, 3 Floyds also wants all signs, billboards, labels, packages, wrappers, containers, and any other advertising materials used by Just Floyds to be destroyed. The suit claims that they began selling their alcoholic wares less than 2 years ago under the infringing Floyd Spiked Beverages name, and says they are selling products under their disputed name at stores around Lake County in Indiana, including one liquor outlet less than 3 miles from the 3 Floyds Brew Pub venue. So I looked at the pictures and looked at the labels. I don't see much of a similarity.
What's the seltzer place called?
It's Floyd's Spiked Beverages.
Okay.
Is that apostrophe S? Possessive?
That is apostrophe S,
Wow.
yes.
That's a
so that's a difference right there. I mean, the logos, I mean, obviously with them selling alcoholic beverages, both of them, there's the similarity there. As far as the logos are concerned, that is Floyd's logo that Ed has on his phone right now. That's their logo, and it's hands are up, like
the fuck.
this pretty much kind of stinks of Bell's innovation in a way, because it just I don't see it. I don't see where this is really justified. And I mean, obviously, if they've got lawyers and their lawyers said to do it, they see some sort of reason. But I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It doesn't seem right.
It stinks of Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale too to me, because I don't know if you remember me. No, do you remember? Maybe it was off mic when we talked about it one time. I was here with my Pumpkin Pie Ale. My Pumpkin Pie Ale is Pumpkin apostrophe Pie Ale. I got an email from Sam personally.
Yes.
Or somebody claiming to be Sam.
Yes.
I'm sure it was him. And telling me to change the name, and I replied back very pleasantly asking for a reasonable license agreement to stay in Michigan, not distribute. I keep the name. And he replied back, no, change the name. And then I replied back, okay, well, your trademark since 1995 has Pumpkin apostrophe Ale. You've never used the apostrophe. You have no right to, protect that trademark. Now, that's where I brought up the apostrophe with Floyd's.
Yeah.
Three Floyds does not have.
Three Floyds does not have one.
I mean, it's not a huge difference, but it's a huge legal difference. I don't think that Three Floyds has a case. It's frivolous. They have a bigger legal budget, I think, and that's where they're pulling out the P contest.
That's probably where, I mean, it's like something similar to something like Monsanto would have done, because they have the bigger legal team, and when they go after a farm, what's a farmer going to do? I mean, because the seed, I can't remember the documentary, but it was like one where a farmer was using their seed, and then during the harvest, the wind blew, blew their seed over to the neighboring farm. So it all goes full circle. Dildo.
Well, at least Dogfish. I mean, well, at least they're not. Three Floyds isn't stealing their logo like Dogfish had stole my logo for the pumpkin.
Wow.
Damn.
Yes, I just said that.
Damn, son.
Well, we had a punk rock scarecrow, which was very original, and then after the email stopped, they came out with a steampunk scarecrow for their logo. So, just saying.
Yeah, you had a good idea.
Yeah, that was yours.
You should collect.
Yeah. I don't have a legal team.
All right.
Well, you should politely send them an email saying, hey, I'd like my punk rock scarecrow.
Theirs sucked, though. Mine was cool. Theirs was bad.
All right, well, speaking of certain beers, next week it is going to be October, and you know what that means.
Christmas ales. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Way to go Costco on me there with the season creep. It is supposed to be pumpkin beer time, despite the fact that pumpkin beers have been out since roughly August.
Shut the fuck up.
Ed is very happy about
I love
this.
pumpkin beers.
Pumpkin, everything sucks.
You remember I'm a soccer mom who drinks beer? I got called that in one of my recent reviews. Drinks beer.
So Thrillist came out with a list. Thrillist came out with a list of their top pumpkin beers, and two of Michigan's own made the list. As Liberty Streets is pretty damn good.
This was the first year we kept it on all year, actually. It's been on tap all summer, and it has done extremely well.
Really?
Yeah.
Pumpkin beer in the summertime?
Pumpkin Pie Ale, I think it's the best one.
Wow.
It's actually, I like the fact that it's spiced and it's not as pumpkin-y.
Yeah, light. Well, there's no pumpkin. It's just it's a blend of our lager and our amber, and then very, very lightly spiced. So it's beer first.
Yeah.
It's beer first.
Are we going to guess what is on the...
I mean, if you want to try and guess what's on there.
Screaming Pumpkin.
It's going to be Screaming Pumpkin.
Because that's the only other good one in the state.
Screaming Pumpkin is not on it.
That is for me.
Jawjacker can't be on it.
Jawjacker is not.
Because Arcadia.
I mean, true. Sorry, Arcadia. You guys made a very good barley wine. It was actually one of my first barley wines.
Seriously.
So
Nick, you have a guess for best pumpkin beer?
I'm looking at the list, so I can't.
It's not... What about Atwater's Pumpkin Spice Latte?
Ichabod
for sure.
Ichabod from New Holland at 4.5%. Apparently, it was originally released. I didn't know this. It was originally released the first time over 20 years ago, and was one of the first beers that New Holland actually brewed. So you can grab those suckers in 6-packs as of like 2 months ago. Any guess for the second one?
Pumpkin spice latte from Atwater?
No.
Think marketing. Somebody with a marketing budget has to have it, I'm sure.
No, I mean, New Holland doesn't have a marketing budget. I don't think compared.
So.
What planet do you live on?
Is it a Shorts beer?
No.
No, Shorts doesn't make a pumpkin beer.
How would you know?
I love pumpkin beer.
Of all the beers they make, no pumpkin beer.
I don't think they make a pumpkin beer.
Well, I'm stuck on
Check with
Griffin.
Angela, but
I'm stuck on Griffin.
Yeah.
So it's
Jesus.
not BIP. It's not
Say-
bourbon. It's,
No.
no, it's not one of those.
No.
Those ones. I'm trying to think.
No.
is it just Bell's stupid bullshit? Because
Bell's
that's
doesn't
Not Bell's.
Bell's doesn't make one. No. I think
It's kind of. This is what.
you need to get a.
Can you regionalize it?
Is this?
No, Frankenmuth doesn't make it.
It's. Should we say Tri-County?
I'm pretty sure that the answer is probably going to make you feel a little sour.
Charlie Pumpkin.
Damn it.
La Parcella from Jolly Pumpkin.
I'm going to go back to that marketing budget comment I made earlier.
yeah. Northern United.
I mean, it's good beer, but
So, of course, 'tis the season. We know that, shout out to Dan out in Arizona, we know his favorite pumpkin beer is the one he saw in the trash. But
trash.
Or was that the shipwreck one? Or the,
no, he says fuck all pumpkin beers.
well, which one of you guys?
But he was all ship. Yeah, he was talking shipwreck.
No, it
but-
wasn't ship. No, not shipwreck.
Oh, not shipwreck. Shipyard.
Shipyard.
Right, shipyard. Well, I mean, they're both sung anyway. Doesn't matter. What is your favorite pumpkin beer?
The one that I'm not drinking.
Let me go back to last week and I'll tell you.
You gotta go. Did you brought it last week?
No, that's what we did the Oktoberfest.
That's not a pumpkin beer.
That's pumpkin as close as I'm gonna get.
Well, don't do solid pumpkin beer or Oktoberfest. We calling them pumpkin beers. Can we mute
All right.
that man?
Well, no, I don't do that muting shit. All right. Since Ed absolutely loves the way he said he loved pumpkin beer, it just made me think of Neo saying I know kung fu. It was just like this soft, just so I love pumpkin beers. What is your favorite pumpkin beer?
So it's probably Atwater's pumpkin spice latte. And everyone shits on Atwater,
Because
but
they
I
do.
like Atwater.
They do.
But they're what, the number 4 brewer in the state?
They
Or
have
whatever they do.
They have a lot of beer.
There's a good one out of Missouri too, O'Fallon's.
Oh,
They're,
okay.
Decent. I just bought their pumpkin pack. So 12 bottles of like 3 of each. So it's like a salted caramel pumpkin, regular pumpkin. So various pumpkins. It's like a jack-o'-lantern. So
I see.
they
Joe?
probably make the best peach beer too.
Do
Their
they?
Wheat. It's a
Their
peach wheat beer called Wheat. Yeah, that's really good.
Oh.
Okay, all right. I take it.
Not including your own.
Oh, well, then Griffin Claw is the only other good one. I mean, mine and Griffin Claw are Screaming Pumpkin. I think those are the only two good. Because theirs is, in my opinion, similar where it's beer first, light spice.
Yeah.
Oh no, Griffin Claw is super spiced.
Is it?
Yeah, Griffin Claw is like in your face.
I had a good one this past week at Aberrant. My good old boys at Aberrant Ales and Hell.
Yeah.
And they just came out with one, and it's amber, like you were talking about your amber, so it's amber with spice. And it's
easy.
I had to go down Untapped History Avenue to find that. And now I actually do remember this one, and I'm surprised I didn't remember it. Gordie Howell from Black Lotus.
Ooh.
Are they still
Nice
open?
name.
I don't think so. Are they?
Black Lotus closed.
No,
Are they still open?
there might be a
They're for
change.
sale.
There might be a change of ownership
Yeah.
brewing, but there's not it's not closed.
There was definitely a picture of their tanks that was floating around on DACB.
I think that was-
and people were wondering
Right.
It
what
was up for
brewery it
auction.
was.
Yeah.
And I think Gordie Howell is actually one of the first pumpkin beers that we had on the show, because this was back in 2015. So
Oh goodness.
yeah, so
Was that with
She's
you,
like,
Brewer,
none of
or
us
was
were.
that someone else?
I don't think so. I think it was in the Ferndale studio. I had dinner. Yeah, Nick was not there. He was at the brewery,
Okay.
and I had dinner there, and I brought something with me, and I had a Gordie Howell.
I remember that show.
Yes.
I remember that
Yep.
show.
So that's crazy. Memory lane.
Wow.
Damn. That's a long time ago.
But I think the name too kind of like sticks out.
Yeah, I mean,
Howell.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, Gordie Howell.
I see what you did there.
We went full circle there with the Detroit sports, just like
Yeah, we did. Look at that. All right, on to the next one, and I'm not sure whose idea this was, but it just seems like it's time for another business that doesn't really specialize in the beer world coming out with their own beer.
Oh shit.
This one.
Oh, no.
Obviously, we've had Taco Bell, because Taco Bell has had one.
They did?
Yes, they did. When they started opening up their Taco Bell cantinas, they were getting licenses, because I don't know if you've driven around in the Royal Oak area a lot, but on Main Street, there was supposed to be a Taco Bell cantina.
There is.
And
There is?
But they had applied for a liquor license because they wanted to serve beer.
Yikes.
And Royal Oak said no. But yeah, so basically, I think, if I remember correctly, I think the beer was being made by Golden Road or somebody out in California. And I think this was before all that went down. But there was Taco Bell, and then of course last year Dunkin' Donuts had a beer, which I think it was kind of going with the pumpkin craze, and they had a pumpkin beer. So now, in collaboration with Pennsylvania-based Weyerbacher Brewing Company, who is in the midst of bankruptcy right now. But they're still it kind of sounds like, from what I'm reading, they might be able to get out of it and just survive. So
How much bankruptcy are we talking about?
Little
Arcadia size?
Bankruptcy is bankruptcy.
No, there's one bankruptcy
I
that protects
declare
you,
bankruptcy!
and there's one that lets you reorganize it.
It's 11. All right, it's chapter 11 on this one. But Weyerbacher Brewing Company made a beer that is going to be offered with the branding of White Castle. So the burgers that flow through you out one hole is looking to fill and come out of another hole.
That's why they call them sliders.
That's
right?
what they.
Sliders.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yes, it is.
So they're basically taking your orifice market share by trying to get rid of everything in your lower extremities by just letting it flow through both.
Oh Jesus.
But
Harold and Kumar.
the beer.
Yeah, John Cho and Cal Penn.
Oh, good lord.
They're probably loving this.
You get a crave case?
I almost brought one tonight, but Matt and I were already lamenting our dietary intake this week. And I thought, not a good idea.
So this beer, you're welcome, Matt. It's a Kolsch.
No!
It's a Kolsch.
That's sacrilege!
And it will be offered in
This is how
draft.
you get over with Germany again.
It is going to be offered on draft in some of the chain's restaurants and sold in retail packages at grocery stores where White Castle products
You
are
want to start
sold.
World War III? This is how you start a war. You want to anger the Germans?
This is a Kolsch. So according to a White Castle spokesperson, it's still too early for them to comment on any other specifics about how widely available this is going to be. I feel like with this being a Kolsch, there's no question that Matt is going to drink this.
I was going to drink it regardless.
But, yeah, I kind of figured that.
With some sliders.
Dinner pairing.
Like they need to be washed out. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess the one thing, obviously, with Weyerbacher is that if this turns out to be good, hopefully they can get out of bankruptcy and, I guess, continue to make this. How should this be offered? Should it be in a 4-pack, a 6-pack, or should it be in a crave case?
What about a sack of 10?
I didn't think of a sack of 10.
It is
Damn!
a sack of 10.
Sack of 10?
Sack of 10.
With a couple, 2-3 bottles.
I mean,
No, what if you make it in
There you
like a fry? Because they have really good fries too.
They do.
Deli
They
fries.
do, yeah.
It should be singles, because sliders are single, and they should be in tall boys.
16-ounce cans of...
No, tall boy,
Yeah.
24.
Well, if you're only going to have one, it should be bigger, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, you one slider, a sip. One slider, a sip.
All right.
Damn, how many sliders are you going to go to?
Dude, I remember the last time I ate White Castle because it was so traumatic.
Okay.
It was probably 2012,
Wow, that's a long time.
and it was after a Michigan loss because Rich Rod.
Oh, good.
1983 for me.
83?
Last slider, yeah.
Because
Wow.
I know that There's only 2 restaurants that make me feel like I have oil in my blood when I wake up.
Yeah.
And one of them is White Castle.
Dude, I would literally go to White Castle after every frat party. After we closed down the house, I would go to the White Castle on Woodward, come back, on my way back, eat, and then be good to go before we go back to bed.
I don't... That's fine. I mean, you do.
Dude, I wake up just fine the next day, ready to go.
Right, because it soaked it all up.
Soaked it all up.
Shat it all out.
Yeah. Damn right.
I get
solidifies with the green.
Yeah, there you go.
I get this debilitating, like almost like there's almost like an apparition in my body that's kind of waving around.
You're so dramatic.
When it's like oil and water, and it's like, am I wrong, Joe?
No, yes, it does. It coagulates.
Yeah, you coagulate. It's like you feel your hair on your arms grow. Maybe it's because you have a forest on your arm, so maybe it's just different.
Yeah, maybe. So did you have that shit for breakfast and all that? And dude, I remember. So that same White Castle on Woodward, right over by 94.
Yep, just south of. I'm
right by the Amtrak station.
Yeah, I know.
A couple of us went to where you were going to catch the early train to Chicago. We brought a Crave case at 10 in the morning.
Damn.
I would have to.
And it lasted the entire train ride.
You guys are
That's
amateurs.
a long train ride.
It's a 5-hour
You guys are amateurs.
Oh, man. Amateur, what are you talking about?
I would have shot that case down in an hour.
There was a couple of us.
I could kill a Crave case myself in an hour.
They had a Crave crate at that one.
What's a Crave crate?
That is 100.
It's 100.
Yeah, we've ordered at my day job. We've basically made it an annual thing where we order a Crave.
It was like your Christmas.
When? What time of the year?
Year round.
Let's just say the emails that came in would basically make sure that people are not using paper towels in the toilets.
Yeah.
That's when you need the use
the
of a
toilet paper has
bidet.
run out.
Ladies and gentlemen, a bidet.
Yes. All right.
Really quickly, the
Is it the ultra?
No, I haven't had the ultra yet.
Ultralight? Oh,
The
blackberry.
the blackberry.
Oh my God.
Crap.
So that's the one we call truly scrumptious.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
it's
very flavorful.
Yeah, very flavorful and literally fits the name. Truly.
Yeah.
I think it's better than the blood orange.
You watch your mouth.
I mean,
It's more sugar in that one.
Okay.
And,
Can we suggest though a pumpkin spice seltzer for October and just see what happens?
Oh no.
I can do it.
I think you should.
I can totally do
No, seltzer for the basic bitches.
So I was gonna go do
You have to
throwback.
wear Ugg boots, leggings, and a heel vest to order it.
With flannel.
Yeah. Oh no, the white shirt with the vest.
Oh, the white shirt with the vest? I was going to go flannel with the
The
vest.
Han Solo uniform.
Okay. Nice.
I think if you were to advertise pumpkin spice hard seltzer, you would literally have a flood of people.
Horde.
Our
Let me know because I will hang out that day. Just let me know.
I'll
make it go fishing.
Oh, good Lord.
Our fastest flavored seltzer that went so far was lemon zest, and then I put way too much sugar in it. It tasted like Mike's Hard Lemonade, and that was the one that the customers are like, "Oh my God, it's so great!" So
pumpkin spice. You gotta do all pumpkin.
I am gonna do a root beer one though.
Ooh.
No sugar, just the root beer essence.
Okay.
All right, so
And,
there's enough sweetness in the root as it is.
yeah.
All right, go through another one here. This one is definitely for Matt because you know damn well the ain't no laws theory / non-theory was going to get tested. So a couple days ago, Florida woman.
I actually have a Facebook.
Let's just stop right there.
Gotcha.
Florida woman decided to step up and take one for the team. So in Florida, a woman was arrested on Wednesday after witnesses saw her driving erratically while drinking a White Claw. She was pulled over and, quote, I guess from the deputy, had a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage on her breath. Her skirt was sideways and her shoes were off. When asked to take a breathalyzer test, she told the deputy, "If I do the breath test, it is an automatic DUI." The woman did admit to drinking White Claws earlier in the day, along with 2 of them while she was driving, but argued, quote, "They're only 5% alcohol." You're an expert at drinking sugarless alcoholic Kool-Aid. Anything you think she could have? Yours are amazing. The shit that he drinks, I don't know what the hell it is. Anything you think she could have said that could have got her out of getting arrested? You know, dude.
I'm not as thick as you drunk I am, is what I would say. But first of all, I looked at Joe when you said this. A strong alcoholic odor, okay? I'm calling shenanigans on that because there's no odor to these vodka essentially. Yeah. I got busted in college for an odor of alcohol in my room when I was 18, and you're not allowed to drink in the dorms, and all we had was vodka. And I appealed it, and I appealed it, and I appealed it, and even though the housing director said, "Oh yeah, you can't smell vodka," so I'm like, "Okay, well then you can't bust me for this because that completely annihilates your my
I had it. I totally had it, but
I never admit.
But you never admit. I said
it was the smell
of vodka.
No. That's what I'm saying. They got you based on the smell.
Yeah, so I would find, hey, that, and then I would say, hey, son, or hey, officer, I turned the skirt over for you. What's going on? I mean, because it's already Florida officer, and they don't follow laws. But Florida does also have a super strict drinking and driving rule. Mm-hmm. But why they can't pull over more old people for, like, doing old people shit, I don't get it.
That's a damn good point, because there are a bunch of old people who are...
I'll be honest, so I think I've said this a couple times. When White Claw and Truly first came out, I was selling it. And
wow, that long ago?
It's only been 2.5, 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. I think this is the third summer.
Okay.
So when White Claw first came out, we all got a 6-pack, and we just thought it was flavored water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm at home one day, and I'm playing Madden or whatever, and I'm drinking these things, and I'm just running through them because I don't have any, like, alcohol kick, like you even, if you get a beer, you get a little bit of
you stood up.
And then, like, 4 or 5 later, I get up to pee, and I sit right back down. I'm like, it's like a little ninja. It comes and catches you real quick. So that lady could have walked out having maybe 2 or 3 White Claws and thought she was good to go, and by that 4th one in her car, and the 5th one in her car, she was probably trying to pee. That's why her skirt was askew. And you don't ever have shoes when you're drinking on, whether you're in Florida or not.
Are you wearing shoes right now?
Flip-flops, so not really.
Okay.
Yeah. And Joe wear flip-flops.
That's right.
So, I mean,
smarter than I look.
The only reason why people wear shoes in Florida is to not, get bit by snakes or alligators.
Right.
Yeah, it's just as swampy as hell.
I say, though, never admit to, and I'm not condoning driving while intoxicated, but never admit to consuming is my point. I always they pull me over. Have you been drinking? No, I haven't been drinking. Your van smells like a brewery. Well, it should smell like a brewery.
Because I own one.
Yeah, but I own one. Same with the doctors. You fill out the paperwork. They're like, what's your occupation? I'm a brewer. How many drinks? I don't drink. And they're like, wait. And I say, no, what I said, I don't drink. I'm just saying, you prove it now.
Right. You prove I drink. Right.
Well, your liver is like a wind chime. Bang!
I mean, I get it. If I cross the yellow line, which that's not going to happen. But, I mean, if I'm driving erratic or whatever, I get it. But if I'm just driving home, minding my own business, which I'm a very responsible driver. For instance, I brought my sleeping bag with me. I'm not driving home out of here today, for instance. So when I do drive, it's like, no, I'm not intoxicated. I have a breathalyzer in my van, so.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to blow this breathalyzer to start the van, officer. I got verification.
All right, and that is the news. That's brought to you by Zatuna Liquor.
Oh, nice job.
Nice segue.
Rochester Hills,
Rochester, that's the Stout 59.
Best cigar selection ever.
Apparently. I've not partaken in any of their cigars. What do you suggest?
It's a boys.
Oh, it's a boys, okay.
You walked right into that. I thought I was going to get some.
And better on draft bingo in the end column.
Purpose. All right, and we've got some beers here that I need to go through because I got a nice package from Tavor this week. Was not expecting anything from actually showing up, and then my wife calls me and said, "Hey, I had to sign for this box. It says there's alcohol in it." I was like, what? I was like completely like I had no idea. I couldn't even remember what was going on. I was like, I don't remember ordering anything that actually had alcohol to show up at the door. And I open it and I'm like, so yes, with Tavour, Tavour, they do have an app which is on Android and iTunes. You can also go to Tavour.com and sign up through there. And you can get all of these delicious beers from across the country shipped to your door for the flat, low price of $14.90.
Is that a one from Fargo, North Dakota?
And I was just getting ready to go through these. So there was quite a bit that they sent. They sent Everybody Love Everybody, a rainbow sherbet sour that is from Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
North. That's right. That's how I say teeth too. It is from Drekker Brewing out in Fargo, North
Isn't that the
Dakota.
only brewery in North Dakota?
I don't know. It might be.
They have 7 trees in the state too. That's the name.
Clearly the only brewery.
I have Coffee Reve from Parish Brewing, which is in Louisiana. There is a...
Are we drinking these, Rob?
And if you want to crack them open, do it.
Okay.
There's a pumpkin brunch coffee oatmeal stout. It's a pumpkin. Pumpkin brunch is all the greatness of brunch with pumpkin pie added in. And this is from Willow Rock Brewing out of Syracuse, New York. Go Orange.
It's interesting that they're going from different states.
Yes.
They're not concentrating on one area.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool.
And there is Hubbard's Cave, their fresh V5 IPA. Hubbard's Cave is out of Illinois.
I thought it was to be like V8.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it has all the vegetables. And then there finally have Circles of Confusion, which comes from Fair State Brewing, which is out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yes,
that's a good brewery.
So there are quite a few beers that come out of this place. They basically, like I said, you go on the app, you pick the beers. You set your shipping cycle, and no matter how many beers that you purchase during that shipping cycle, they ship all of those for just under $15. And they're coming from all over the place. I saw one that showed up from Modern Times, which I really like Modern Times.
You gave me one last week, didn't you, or 2 weeks ago?
No, that was I just bought that at the store. The Untitled Art. That was from here. There's been a couple that have come from Anchorage Brewing, which have been some really hard to get beers. Parish's Ghost in the Machine, which apparently is a really good and sought after IPA, was up there a week ago. And people were able to basically get, I think the max was like 12 bottles. But you can go up there, you can pick your beers, how much every beer that you purchase, they'll ship it all during that shipping cycle, and it'll just be under $15. That stuff will show up to your door. Of course, somebody has to be there to sign for it.
I want to know how they're getting away with this, because I can't even ship a box that says My Beer Box. There's one lady at the UPS. Or USPS rather, that has kicked my package on my box. Spread your legs, man. You want to kick you
In the box.
I'm getting them returned to sender. Like, I literally dropped 3 off one day. They all go through and they land. The next day I get them returned to sender. Like, I want to fight this lady behind the counter. I mean, I'll just go to Grosse Point or East Point and they ship it, no issue.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to do that.
Take the
because it is legal with the UPS, but not the Postal Service.
Well,
but he's not shipping beer.
Well,
you're right.
The word beer on the box is a word that the FAA doesn't allow, but the FAA doesn't have a problem with that. But you can go to mybeerbox.com, order your beer swag from there, your once a month subscription service. T-shirts, stickers, coasters, koozies, and always discounts for free beer when you visit the brewery. Mybeerbox.com, and if you go to mybeerbox.com, we will and put it in the code word draft. You get 20% off your order. So,
and wait not? Put a promo within a promo because I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry. Oh shit, you're just long-winded.
There is a promo code that Better on Draft has for Tavour. So any new users that are signing up, they can use the promo code ROBEAR, ROBEAR, and that will get you a $10 credit after you spend your first $25 on beer. One that you can definitely purchase right now, which showed up today, was a What Evil Lurks. It is a coffee, toasted coconut, toasted marshmallow, Saigon cinnamon stout from Adroit Theory.
It sounds like No Rules.
pretty much kind of does. But this sucker's running for $19.99. You pick up 2 of those, and then you got $10 to spend on something else when you're done. So
pick up one of those even, right? Because you're gonna get taxed, no?
No, it's just a straight. It's the $19.99. So I don't know. Maybe there is something. There's a trick to how they ship these, but I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and take a break. But before we get to that, I'm gonna let Joe introduce the band that is going to be playing in the second break.
So these are friends of mine, actually slightly related. They refer to me as Uncle Joe, moving kind of slow. I know you guys have mentioned my hair, the way it actually changed over the past few years, and that is literally because I hang out with them and actually do some road support with them and go on tour.
You're a roadie.
Well, yes, exactly a roadie. But, like, you know, the 3 of them will walk into a venue when we get there, and then I'm the 4th one, and the guy at the door says, wait, he's with you? So they have to kind of explain, yeah, that's Uncle Joe. So lead singer, bassist, Zach Victor, he's married to my niece. So they let me hang around. The great thing is when I first met them, they were all drinking beer, so I was the beer sponsor for their band. Nice. But now they're all not drinking beer. None of them, in fact, are drinking beer. But they still let me hang out, so I guess I'll take that as a bonus. The Coffin Cats are out of Garden City, Michigan, but they are an internationally touring band. In fact, next weekend they're going to be in San Pedro playing with the Dead Kennedys, Suicidal Tendencies.
What?
Living End. Oh yeah, they're
wow.
Yeah, I know. When I realized who he was, because I've met him at so many family functions, and yeah, hey, he's in a band.
This guy plays in a band.
Yeah, but yeah. I've gone through that because I was in the industry a long time ago, music industry, and then finally one night I YouTubed them, and it was a 6.5-hour rabbit hole, and I haven't stopped watching them. They're amazing. Their show is really good, but the talent, like Vic, his vocals, I consider myself a really good singer, and I can match a lot of singers' voices, but this is a singing style that I totally can't do. He croons. He's got a different kind of tone to him. But their show is definitely, it's geared to the audience. It's going to keep you excited. So the Coffin Cats, they're... it's a psychobilly is what they call themselves. So rockabilly with the slap bass, stand-up bass, and what the beach guitar sound they would call it. But their music is more like with Halloween coming up. Their music is a little more Halloweenish style. That's the psychobilly part of it. So.
All right. Well, everybody, check out the Coffin Cats here on WBOD. We'll be right back.
Your soul You're lost, let me be the guide. Oh, the bottle call, and you must obey. And I promise it will let you think of better days. Oh, the bottle call, and you can't ignore. Or is the last love you will ever adore. Oh, the bottle call, and you must obey. And I promise it will let you think of better days. Oh, the bottle call, and you can't ignore. Or is the last love you will ever adore.
If you need a place to live, I got.
And we are back with the Better on Draft podcast, episode 194. Because I'm unmuting everybody, and I hope I got everybody. I think I did.
Yeah, I think yeah.
No, I missed one. There we
No.
go. Back.
You can hear Nick from any place.
Yeah, pretty,
Yeah, you can.
pretty much.
I think you cut out me. That's okay.
All right. So,
Sub.
usually with segment 3, it is typically 5 questions.
It's kind of been retired, man. I think we need to find it. I think
With Matt Bush.
I think
Is that a question?
I think we should take a poll
Yeah.
with the audience and think what we should do with the third segment, because 5 questions was fun for a minute. It's
Yeah.
kind of been intermittent. Maybe we need to figure out a new bit to do for the third segment.
Yeah.
You know, it's a trend lately. At least I think it's Oktoberfest season.
Beer reviews, right?
Well, that's my job. But we'll just start with that. But with the Oktoberfest stuff, there's been breweries that have been hosting these Stein hoisting competitions.
Like you hold them in the air or whatever?
Yeah, you hold them in.
Oh, yeah.
That would be better,
It's like a tough
obviously.
man games or
That would be
something.
obviously better with a Facebook feed and like all that
Two-tone
shit.
rotator
That way we know who would cheat, who wouldn't cheat.
I ain't got the
But-
cups for that.
But there was a gentleman
The elbow on the rib cage.
I was just at the Hops in Walker, Michigan.
What the fuck
And
is Walker, Michigan?
Walker, Michigan is the west side of Grand Rapids,
Okay.
in between Grand Rapids and Grand Valley State University, right there in Lake Michigan Drive. And they're on Cummings Avenue, Cummings Drive, something like that.
Yeah, dildo.
Hey.
Glad you're all caught up by now.
Right.
Okay.
Full circle.
So the Hops Brewery out there, they host every week or so.
Every brewery's doing that now, aren't they?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Every brewery is starting to. I saw it on the Hops, but the brewer there told me that Eric. He said that the guy who won this past week has been practicing,
Oh yeah.
and he stopped at 420. Weird.
Oh, 20.
About 20.
Right, but he stopped because apparently everyone else stopped. But his wife said that he could do 6-7 minutes because he'd been practicing, and it's I think 34 ounces of whatever beer you want from the brewery, and you have to hold it straight forward. You can't alter or anything.
Can't
like
break
that.
can't bend in the elbow.
Can't break the elbow.
Elbow on the rib cage.
Nope, no, it's gotta
No,
be
it's
full
got to be
elbow.
straight out.
Straight up.
Full elbow.
How heavy is the glassware?
It's a
too?
Stein.
On top of
Right,
the
it's a
34
it's a
ounces,
Stein,
you're looking at
and
a
then-
liter and a half.
Yep.
Right,
Stein, right?
and 34
Or 2 liter
ounces
Stein.
of whatever you want. So if you want to be like, oh, I want a lager versus a stout.
So funny story.
Right, bullshit.
The Sam Adams national champion woman has been from Macomb County
Really?
for the last few years.
How long? How long is the?
I think it's like
Nice.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
These ladies are crazy.
Holy shit!
Yeah, no, the guys go for like 40 minutes. Yeah.
Oh my god!
See, this type of shit should be headlining for Nathan's hot dog eating.
No, they actually do it at the
It's more
they actually do
important.
it at the Cincinnati Oktoberfest.
Are we gonna do it at the Jimmy John's Fest?
We could. We can make an event out of that. We could reach out to Dana and see if they can do that. The issue is like, I have two bad shoulders.
Excuses.
When I used to sell beer, that's when Sam Adams started that. So I did that, and I literally had like 45 seconds.
So you're retired. Okay, you're done.
I'm
All right.
retired.
Okay.
I mean,
You're
Nick's not
gonna-
even far off the ground, so he's got that.
Center of gravity.
No, it ain't gonna happen to me. My shoulders don't look that great either.
Rob, you think you could? How long do you think you could Stein hoist?
I think I could probably make a minute.
A minute?
A minute.
Minute?
That's about it. I don't think I can go any further than that.
I have trouble
It's
reaching
hard because you're like
for a beer.
your wrist starts breaking and the water starts
Yeah.
splashing and.
Yeah.
Water.
Water.
But it's beer in there.
I think it's 90%
Joe,
water.
you were saying about
I have trouble. So my what we didn't talk about earlier about like Liberty Street's survival in the industry is that we shut down our production plant last July, and we're back to just our pub, brewing only at the pub, selling only at the pub. The thing about that is, instead of me relaxing and doing sales, which was harder than I thought, I'm the brewer and I'm doing everything, cleaning kegs, blah blah blah.
All the fun shit.
Yeah, I have 2 torn rotator cuffs,
Oh,
and I just I'm in physical therapy right now for bad back, but it's getting better. Yeah, reaching for a beer straight out is hard enough. I can't imagine holding.
No, because what happens is
heavy
the first thing you do from this is you cock your hip out.
and that's where my back fires up. Sciatica kicks in.
So that's automatic.
Yeah, it'd be about
Automatica
maybe a little bit
sciatica.
lighter.
maybe a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
The plastic might be.
And maybe not holding it
Those
all
are
on my
so
finger.
lightweight compared
Yeah.
to glass.
Yeah, these are. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
I
that's
think we can all just get like a 5-pound dumbbell and just hold it out like this.
maybe that's what the guy was
Can't
doing
do
that
it.
won this past week, you know. But he only won with 4 minutes 20 seconds.
But he put that down, you said.
He did. Apparently he put it down because everyone else was out.
I mean, that makes sense.
So I mean, he didn't want to look.
You didn't want to show off?
He didn't want to show off. Maybe next week.
I think if you've been practicing, I mean, that's the whole thing is a show off, isn't it?
Right, but then you set a
training.
bar.
It's called training at that point.
Oh, are there like
Yeah,
levels of
sure.
competition? Like,
No. I'm just saying
This
like.
is like the
if-
Pinewood Derby, like yeah.
No, I'm saying if like you go out there and you go balls to the wall and you hold it for 8 minutes, you're gonna be known for that, right?
Yeah.
So if everyone's out at 4 and you go for 4:20, it's not that big of a deal. You only lasted 20 seconds longer.
Yeah, nobody's going to out you for your Twitter, the thing that you put out 4 years ago, if you do that, right? I mean,
Oh,
if you go 12 minutes.
But if you go 12 minutes, they're gonna
Cancel,
be
yeah.
M Live is gonna be looking, you know. So.
Well, but somebody mentioned that a woman went like 12 minutes or
That's what he said.
something.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Yeah, he's
If you
bullshit.
look at these, the women who are serving the beers in Munich at the
Yeah.
Right.
Oktoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't imagine that. I
All
couldn't
that
imagine carrying that weight in each arm.
Have you?
No way. I could. No way. I could.
Nope.
They're just sitting there with like 4 in each hand and just bringing them to the same
12
12.
in each hand.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got
But
a
they're not.
lot.
I mean, they've got like
Yeah.
they've got support.
It's a.
These are women that train for this. I
They
mean,
can put their head against the wall and pick up a chair, but men can't. There's
Yeah.
different muscles, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
all right, the
apparently it
U.S.
helps with
national
lifting
record
beer.
is 19 minutes 15 seconds.
40 minutes, man.
I said it was about 20 minutes, didn't I?
For the women or for the men?
His name's
So for the
Derek.
men it was 40.
It says it's a man. His name Derek. So
So half.
That doesn't sound German at all.
it's D-L-Y-K.
Oh, there you go.
Derek.
Dietrich. It was Dietrich.
Ooh.
Dieter.
Sprockets.
I was saying, I just saw
Dad's pet my monkey.
I thought I saw an article about a football player whose name was Derek, and it was D apostrophe
Yeah, E-R-I-Q.
IQ.
Yeah, the Houston
And
quarterback.
I had a slight hemorrhage because I was like, what the hell? That's like, what in the Erica was that?
He is redshirting because he doesn't want to lose this year, so he's going to redshirt and
Where's he out of?
Houston University.
Oh, go Cougs.
Good for him. Hey,
No,
go.
who's yeah?
You said if he's redshirting, he's in college,
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, go Cougs.
5 pounds. Yeah. I'm just reading the same article. I'm sorry.
5 pounds. A lot.
How much is a stein of beer? How heavy?
Okay. 5 pounds. Okay.
5 pounds. 5
Get
pounds.
those 10-pound weights and let's go.
Good
So it's
lord.
light.
Pat.
Nice.
Yeah, Pat Fitzgerald. Go Cats.
So this third segment, what are we doing?
Yeah. Which
Well, I guess let's just go around. Let's do a little round table. Rob, what's your favorite fall beer?
Probably the same beer that I'd like to drink throughout the rest of the damn year.
Come on,
What's
you're
your beer that comes
original.
out in the fall that you?
I don't like because I hate when people are like, oh, it's stout season. I'm like, every fucking season is stout season.
I agree with you, Rob. I agree with you on that.
If it's good stuff.
If it's a good stout, then just drink the damn thing.
But okay,
But
fine, think of a seasonal beer that comes out in the fall or the winter that you prefer, that you look forward to. How about that? Is there a fall release that you like?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
I got
That's so fucking different.
I got
Yeah,
one.
go nuts. I can't wait to hear your answer.
Black Friday, still technically fall.
Yeah.
Flying Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
That's my answer.
Flying Buffalo. That is.
That was.
If there was the beer that I chase, which luckily they make enough of it to where you don't have to.
Yes.
With the exception of this last year.
No, we got it all.
Well,
you didn't show for the show. You didn't show for the show.
Yeah, I was there.
No, it was me. It was me.
I was there for all 8.
Oh, okay.
The mole.
Oh,
Yeah.
that mole. I regretted not getting that.
Yeah. Now, if there was a beer that I had to chase, but since they make enough of it where you don't have to chase it, that's it.
Have they released a list of what they're doing this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think.
I think we would have heard that by now, and
I'll talk to Kyle.
It is September. Yeah, talk to Kyle. It is September. We're not quite there yet. We just technically started fall. Monday.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, my birthday, which was last week, but whatever.
How was your happy birthday?
Oh, thank you.
We did this last week.
But yeah, that's my fall beer. It's closer towards the winter, but that's when the cold starting to set in.
Yeah.
Is when flying buffalo comes out.
Do you have a fall beer?
I don't. I'd say Oktoberfest.
It's like it's all pumpkin right now.
Oktoberfest. I said Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest, the maltier ones that linger and are there a little bit longer.
Like the cranberries?
Coming out pumpkin.
You let them linger?
No, stop.
But do you have to?
Let it linger.
For me, it's Warstein or Oktoberfest. We didn't drink it last week, but once I start seeing that Bavarian flag on the German beers, it's like, all right, it's time to start pounding, 7%ers.
But the thing with Oktoberfest is the breweries that are like, it's October, I'm gonna make an Oktoberfest.
But it's a September beer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those uneducated brewers that are like, Oktoberfest equals October. That's where I'm just like.
Well, I mean, it's
Not
like
in Michigan.
while it is pretty much, I think, general consensus for brewers and breweries alike that Oktoberfest is in September, that there's the common thought. It's like 2000 was the new millennium when it wasn't.
You mean the millennium?
Because.
Oh, jeez.
Bitch. Damn, I walked right into that one. But I mean, there was always these news outlets that kept saying, "Oh, it's going to be the new millennium, the new millennium." And it's like 2000's not the new millennium.
Well, for anybody who's not been, alive for the last 100 years, it was.
But I mean, it's the same.
1,000 years, really.
It's just the same thing.
Do you have? I mean, we always make fun of your age. Were you alive for the old millennium?
Man, do not make me go through the hard times again.
I remember.
Do you remember the 19? Do you actually remember 999? Were you just partying like with
999.
drinking your barley? Is that what it was? Barley wine? Is because you were making them in 999?
12/31/1999. I was at Silverdome. Remember that place?
Yes.
Metallica. Kid Rock stole the show.
12/31/1999. That was
Kid Rock stole the show.
Kid Rock and Metallica.
It was Seven Us, one of my all-time favorite bands.
Okay,
then
all right.
Kid Rock, who stole the show.
Wasn't that
Then
like a
Ted
tour?
Nugent. Then Metallica.
Ted Nugent.
Oh,
Yeah, they tour together.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I can understand how.
let's see.
I think it was for that show only.
Oh,
Ted
okay.
Nugent.
Crazy Uncle Ted.
Let's see. 12/31/99. I was at South Beach.
My MIA?
Yeah.
Were you Mr. International?
Completely. Exactly.
Bragging over here. This
I was.
Yeah.
Shit, bragging. I still wasn't even old enough to fucking drink.
I was
Okay,
drinking
never mind.
Echo Coolers and Jamaican Me Crazy wine coolers, baby.
Shut me.
Yeah, I was hopping fences. I was a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, hopping fences, kicking
I was
ass
still
on
in the
board like
single
egging cars.
In
You get
99.
shot for that now.
Still in the single digits over here.
Yeah, I was old
Little
enough to
Eddie.
drink, so didn't really.
I tried to have a party, and I had a lot of friends whose parents were worried about the conversion.
Y2K.
Why? Yeah,
Yeah.
Y2K.
I brought my gun with me to the concert. I was worried.
That makes sense.
I was concerned.
I
It was a Silverdome, man.
Everyone had a gun. Yeah,
Right.
Silverdome.
Right.
All right. Any thoughts on these out-of-state brews?
There's that.
Any favorites out of
Everybody
there?
love everybody.
Everybody love everybody.
Top one. Yeah, top.
That's
one.
my new favorite beer name,
The
actually.
Rainbow Sherbet Sour. This.
It was.
Pass that over if there's any left.
Oh yeah. There's still some.
The Reve Roasters coffee.
Oh, that
stout.
one needs to come down.
That was
Yeah,
good.
wow, that was amazing.
Yeah,
Pumpkin brunch was delicious. I'm just gonna put it out
You're
there.
terrible.
Of course.
You're a terrible person. Wow.
You're a
I did not know that there was this love for pumpkin until this episode.
That brings
And I
out
was-
balance, though.
Until Ed comes.
Instead of all you haters, you bring on Ed to
No,
balance it out.
because you know what? Pumpkin flavor is like cocaine. Either you love it, you really love it, or you don't.
I really
And if you love it, you spend
Joe
money
raises
on
his
it.
hand. Too.
So it's the cocaine of
As
beer.
fat as I am, nobody could ever accuse me of being a coke addict. Barber,
Yeah, there's definitely no Coke in our system, but pumpkin beer.
Is the crack of beers.
But at least you tried it.
Cocaine.
I'll try it.
I give you props for that.
I'll give it a bump.
Instead of being a hater and be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll give everything a bump. It's just not a bump. You know, no B2K in my life.
This,
Okay, Chris Brown.
No, that's
Wow.
B2K.
The Circles of Confusion was good. The double dry.
I wasn't too crazy.
Okay.
I wasn't too crazy about that.
Really?
It's a meh. It reminds me of Crescent
It's
from
over here.
Elson.
That
I
one's
know,
good.
this one was really good too, the Life in the Clouds.
That was
Also
not from.
I don't think I had that one.
That was not from. I brought that one.
Yeah, you brought that one.
Oh,
This
yeah,
reminds
Ed
me
snuck that one.
Of the Crescent IPA from Ellison.
The Everybody Love Everybody. Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
definitely Rainbow Sherbet. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
No, the Everybody Love Everybody is.
We need to find a way to get like
That
a
one is-
keg of that.
How about the dildo?
I haven't tried to do that.
Oh, it's probably warm by now. Probably flat.
Still a good dildo.
Did you watch Love?
I mean, if you like it warm, then
I got two cans of it left. I got 2 cans left.
okay.
No, you know what that?
I think I got their stout, and I think I have.
Stout?
I got,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So next time I'm here,
Next time I'm here, I don't.
I'll make sure that whenever I bring it, I'll let you know so you can come in and.
Okay.
The next few
It's
weeks.
also okay.
So you have a double-sided dildo? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
double-sided
saying?
dildo.
doubles.
The next few Fridays I won't be here. I'm
Okay.
making my trip through New England, so I'm going to try and find some places.
Going to Boston?
Some real New England.
Boston,
Are you gonna
Boston,
come for the
Boston will be one of the stops. We're talking Boston, Salem.
Don't go to Angry Orchard.
It's in Walden,
Where's
New
that
York.
at?
Walden, New York.
Okay.
It's upstate
Well, we're going to New York
Oh,
City,
okay.
so Vermont is going to be a stop. It's Tara and I's 1-year anniversary coming up, so we'll be
Nice.
on the road.
Ebenezer's.
What's that?
Ebenezer's, I believe, is a place up in Vermont that's
so, too.
very well known
All
for
right.
not a brewery, but they have everything.
Everything.
And if I'm not mistaken, if you're there when they close and they like you, you get to do like a cellar tour, and the cellar tour is like an underground.
Oh.
But,
real.
Okay.
Probably not as underground as Los Fondres, because they got like underground.
Yeah, but I heard it's salty though.
Yeah.
Like you bitch ass.
I've never done it before. I'm just saying, like, they are known for their gypsum mines, so
Yeah.
they are
Oh, gypsum,
underground.
So Nick, you're gonna be going for the Jimmy John's Beer Fest.
No, I'll be back.
That's in 2 weeks, isn't it?
I'll be
yeah.
back. We come back the Friday before.
So you're
I
back
might-
on the 11th.
Yes.
Okay.
So I may or may not be here for the October 11th show, but we will definitely be back that day for Jimmy John's.
So speaking of which, go to USPBL or Jimmy John's Field on Facebook. Make sure you buy tickets. There's only going to be about 1,000 tickets. It's a smaller
A
event.
little bit more intimate, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the whole ballpark to play in, so it's not going to be butts to nuts like Summer Beer Fest or Fall Beer
But at
Fest.
the same time, there's that ultimate, or not ultimate.
Ace Race.
Ace race,
It's not an
that's
ace. It's not the ace.
Ace Run.
Ace run.
There's also
Cornhole tournament.
cornhole tournament,
Yep.
as well as like pumpkin painting for kids.
Yep.
So kids under 12 are free.
The clubhouse is open during the events.
Wait,
Yep.
you're allowing kids in?
I did not have that decision.
Yeah, actually, we'll talk after the show about that one.
But if you want, I mean, there's still going to be a lot of small breweries that you can't get outside of that, with at least
Yeah.
about half, if not more.
Like Thumb?
Like Thumb, yeah, like Jam X is going to be there.
Yeah.
A lot of small time breweries are going to be there, so come.
A lot of the regulars that are there at Jimmy John's Field.
All of them are gonna be
Yeah,
there,
I think it's Brooks,
Brooks, Sherwood,
Blake's. Yep. So they're all gonna be there.
Not Founders.
Founders.
Los
Saugatuck,
Founders,
Yeah.
Saugatuck,
Saugatuck.
and Perrin. But we'll also
But it's 20 plus.
Yeah, so we'll also
28.
Brewery,
28.
Oddside, B Nectar. So it's not
And-
going to be just a beer fest. It's going to be a lot of mead, like Colt, who was on here a few weeks ago, is going to be there.
Oh,
Wow.
get that damn
That
Bloody Mary mead.
was
What
fucking
the hell?
crazy.
That was amazing.
7% alcohol, Bloody
Yeah,
Mary.
that was amazing.
Sign me the
So I think there's still tickets available.
tickets are still available. Like I said, it's a small event though. Not a lot of tickets.
If the weather is anything like last year, it's going to be a perfect
It's the
day.
best, and I think it's better than UP Beer Fest, partially because we co-host it, but also because it's not packed. Like
Right.
you don't have to wait in line to get it.
Yeah.
You
has
have
all
the
of the-
full breadth of the entire stadium, and shout out to the Utica Unicorns winning the 4th
Damn it.
year
Like Diamond Hoppers.
of the league. Yeah, they managed to make it to the championship and win their second USPBL title. Unfortunately, I am a Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers guy.
It's because you're so hairy, and that's
And,
kind of.
yeah, it's exactly the
God's
reason.
It's his flat
They-
tail.
Nice.
It's because they wear the stripes, unlike the other 3 teams.
Like the Evil Empire.
Like the
Evil Empire.
like the Steinbrenner Empire.
But yeah, I mean, it's not a beer fest. So you'll have ciders, you'll have wines,
It's
you'll have meads. So if you're not a beer fan, you can still come and have plenty of liquid to choose from and try some stuff.
Again, as I said, the clubhouse is open. They were showing the Michigan State games that day.
Michigan, Penn State.
So Ken will have keto options. That's number 3. Thank you.
That's 3.
Thank you. Not here, man.
Is that Frito then?
That's 3. And that will do it for this episode of Better on Draft. Joe, absolute pleasure of having you on once again. Let everybody know exactly where you guys are. You got any events going on?
We are actually waiting till October to release our Oktoberfest, actually. It should be ready on Tuesday this coming week. We are in the Old Village in Plymouth. That is 149 West Liberty Street in Plymouth. Open every day.
Here it is.
LibertyStreetBeer.com.
You guys got a little comedy fest that is going to be going on in I think in a week and a half.
Oh, yeah.
With one of my friends, Elena Gonzalez.
Ah,
So
cool.
she'll be hopping up there. That'll be awesome. All right, so that is going to wrap it up for episode 194. Again, thank you, Joe, for coming on.
Thank you, Joe.
And, of course, for Ed, Matt, and Nick the Dick.
God damn it.
And to our sponsors, Zatuna Liquor, North Center Brewing, T-shirts.beer, MI Beer Box, and I'm forgetting one.
Tavor.
Tavor. I think it's better sounding with Tavor.
It's Tavor.
There you go. The pillow talk.
No matter what you think of your beer, we think it's better on draft. You guys have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Peace.
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 Night,